Good morning in YouTube and welcome to Rooster Hollow Homestead. My name is Trish and I know this is controversial for a lot of people, but you know, this is a working farm. We raise potbelly pigs. The reason we raise them is because first off, they're smaller, easier to handle. We've never had pigs before, so really important that we know what we're doing, and we didn't want to go with anything really large until we learned how to manage the smaller ones. Last year, I believe it was at the end of April 28th, we had 6 baby piglets. Piggy Sue did. This is actually an older video. We had processed them the first week in November. That makes them, 7 months old. At 7 months old, they were approximately anywhere between 50 to 75 pounds. And I want to show you what we've done, and stay tuned all the way to the end to see if this is something viable for your homestead. Now, potbelly pigs are used as pets in the United States. A lot of people use them as pets, but you have to understand that potbelly pigs were actually brought to the U.S. basically for their marbling meat. So potbelly pigs, although some people might use them as pets, they are a pig. And yes, a pig is pork and pork is pork. It doesn't matter the size of the pork, it is still pork. The only difference would be is the smaller cuts. And although some of you still are going to have problems with this, this is a working farm. We do raise our own meat. And the reason we do this is because we make sure that the pigs have a happy home and the whole time that they're here. And then they only have one bad day, and that bad day is processing day. And as you've heard from some of our earlier videos, that we have been thinking about getting larger pigs, and I think that's the direction we are going to go. Things have worked out really well. We have already given Dobie away. Dobie went to a better home with a daughter. He will be raised as a pet, so he will be in good shape there. And Piggy Sue we still have, but we're not sure what we're going to do. We're not sure if we want to keep a pet pig or not. It might be that we're going to try and find another home for her, and a good home, one that will be as a pet. She is really, really sweet. So for your homestead, if you've ever thought about, well, what about potbelly pigs? Well, here's your chance. We're going to show you us processing them, and then from there, at the end, we'll show you exactly how much meat we get from one. And then we had 6, so we took a medium-sized one, and it'll be whatever that is times 6, and that's basically what we got in 7 months of growing them out. Thanks, stay tuned, and watch till the end.
Pigs love knotweed, and I got lots of it, so it's a win-win for both of us. This, all of this, back in here, everywhere, in between those branches and stuff, it's all knotweed. Today is day 2 of processing. So yesterday you saw that we did all the meat chickens. Today we're going to try and do at least 2 pigs. Depending on how long it takes, we might do one, or we might do all. I don't know. So we're going to see how it goes. So we have a few things that we got to set up first, and then we'll get started. show you what we got. I know the neighbors were probably wondering, what are we going to do with that cast iron tub? Well, this is what we got the cast iron tub for. So we have a stopper. It's just a rubber stopper that's going to go in there. The problem is, since it is rubber, you know, it can melt. So let me show you what we got going on underneath here. So we made sure that the block is on the back side of where the stopper is going to be. So it's not going to get real hot right here. The fire is going to be done underneath, in between. So it's not perfectly level, but I think it's good enough. The problem I'm just now seeing is that that end is lower. It's leaning backwards.
So after doing all that work and getting the tub set up and getting it filled and waiting 3 hours for the fire underneath to warm up the water enough to where we can actually dip a pig and scrape it, it took about an hour to scrape the pig. That's just not going to happen. After skinning the first one, the second one, and third and fourth, and so on and so forth, ended up going really quick. We ended up getting the skinning down to approximately 20 minutes. We aren't going to scrape anymore. We did the one, lesson learned. We're getting started on number 2 for today. All right, well, that is 2 down. Working on number 3. So we're having a really nice weekend this weekend. It's in the high 60s, low 70s. This is what, November 7th, and it's supposed to get cold again. So this is the last nice weekend. I want to try and get everything done. Yesterday we were able to do 1 pig in which I scraped, and today I got 2 done, and this is now number 3.
Well guys, we are done. Today we got 3 pigs done and we skinned them. Still one more to go. We'll just gonna have to do that through the week. Supposed to have a couple more days of nice days, so we'll go from there. All right, well, it's getting dark. I know you can't see it, but it is getting dark. Sun's going down. So all of this here, this is everything that we're going to be making sausage from. So, oh, and there's one right there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I got 2 bags right here at the very end. Those 2 are just all bacon. So I don't know the exact weights, but we're going to go ahead and we got to get this put in the freezer and get it cold. Good morning. So I promised you that I would show you what we actually got from the pigs that we did. The one that we actually documented and stuff was actually the last one, in which we did not film. And he was about the medium size. You know, there was, I think, a couple that were a little bit bigger than him, but there was also one that was smaller. So I figured this one would be a good one to actually take the info and actually show you how much meat we got from a potbelly pig. Now this is one, we had 6, so all of this is times 6 for the total amount, which I did all of that. So let's go over the numbers. All right, so we started out with a 60-pound pig, and from that in fat we got 5 pounds 4 ounces stew meat, which was just a little bit of little bits and pieces and stuff that were stuck to the bones and everything. Before I threw the bones away, I took as much meat off as I could, and that's what I consider stew meat. So we got 2 pounds 1 ounces. The ribs, we got 2 pounds 14 ounces. That's both sets together. Bacon, again, the whole thing, 3 pounds 10 ounces. The loins, this includes not only the back strap but also the tenderloins. 2 pounds 2 ounces. And I told you about the loins, they're very, very small. The actual back strap is about as big as a tenderloin that you get at the store. So these are really small. The shoulders, we got one at 3 pounds and the other one was at 2 pounds 12 ounces. And then the hams, we had one at 3 pounds 8 ounces and we had the other one at 3 pounds 10 ounces. So with all of this all totaled up and everything off of 60 pounds, we ended up with 28 pounds 13 ounces of meat. So we had 6 pigs, so on average we ended up with 172 pounds 14 ounces. And with these numbers, that ends up coming from a 60-pound pig. That means we got a 48% return on the meat. So that means 52% of the pig was unusable. That included the head, the innards, the skin or the hide, the feet, and so on and so forth. So anything that we did not use that did not go into here was in that 52%, which actually is not bad. So we raised 6 pigs, 6 potbelly pigs, very easy to raise, don't cost a whole lot. They do graze and they don't root, so, which is really nice. I wish I was able to put them actually into a actual pasture or in the woods or something like that, which we were not able to do. But had I done that, it would not have cost us that much in feed. But anyways, you take a big pig, and a big pig is, butcher weight is 225 to 250 pounds. If we go with a 250 pound pig and we got the same return, let's say 50%, that would only supply us with 125 pounds of meat, in which 6 potbelly pigs actually surpassed that. So it was a little bit easier to take care of them.
They're smaller, they don't root. You know, if you're starting out and you're starting out your homestead and you're seriously thinking about doing pigs, you might want to really consider doing a potbelly pig, because this is a really good return. 6 small potbelly pigs eat approximately about the same amount as a large pig, so you don't really lose anything. And the nice thing about potbelly pigs, again, is that they can be pasture raised. They graze on grass. You can feed them hay. You don't have to feed them grain, so this is a win-win. Most of their food came from knotweed and weeds that we took out of the garden and things like that. So that was their majority of food. They did get supplemented grain, but it was very, very little. If I were to take a guess, in the 7 months that we grew them out, we probably went through about a 50-pound bag of feed every month. So about 7 bags of feed, average around about $12 a bag. So you can do the math and figure that out. So it really was not a whole lot of money. And a large pig goes through approximately about 10 pounds of feed a day. And so you figure that out, and you're about the exact same, about, you know, even at 5 pounds of feed a day, you're still looking at least a 50-pound bag every 2 weeks. So it actually would cost more for a larger pig. So this is something that is very doable. Now let me give you the drawbacks to doing potbelly pigs. The fat is awesome. The stew meat is great. The ribs, you're going to do a whole entire rack of ribs for a family of 3. So we have a family of 5. It would take both racks to feed us, because the ribs are a lot smaller and there's not as much meat on them. Bacon, the bacon is, you know, you're used to thick pieces, or, you know, wide pieces about this wide. Well, cut that in half, and that's how wide the bacon is for a potbelly pig. It's not as wide. The loins are much smaller, the shoulders are smaller, the hams are smaller. Now the nice thing about the shoulders and the hams is that we're going to be turning all of this into sausage, so it doesn't matter to me. But you could actually take the hams and the shoulders, are both really nice roasts, so each one is a sizable meal, enough to feed a family of 5 or 6. So there you go. That is the numbers. 172 pounds, 14 ounces of meat is what we got. But if you're not looking for actual pork chops and stuff like that, this is definitely the way to go. This is very, very sustainable for a homestead. If you're seriously looking at doing pigs, go with a potbelly. I think you'd be really surprised. They're very easy to manage. You don't have to worry about your kids going in and feeding them. Their temperament and stuff is very good. You know, definitely worth trying out. So anyways, if you like this video, hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, can you please go hit that subscribe? And I want to just give you a couple little things. Is first off, we are going to, our 1000th day is coming up on YouTube. On December 28th, we will have been on YouTube for 1000 days. And with Christmas right around the corner, you know, I want to wish everybody a great holiday and a very Merry Christmas. And can't wait to see you on the new year. That will be when our next video is going to go up, is in the new year. So take care, God bless, and have a great time with your family, everybody. Bye-bye.